Hello, welcome to my channel, The Ascension Guide. I'm your guide, Joe Martin. Before we get to today's message from Archangel Ariah, I just wanted to do a quick shout out and thank you to all of you who have purchased the book so far. The Ascension Guide channel messages from Archangel Ariah sitting right there. It's doing well, and I'm very happy that you guys have liked it so far and gotten some really good reviews, and I really appreciate it. And I just want to say thank you to all of you. And if you had not had a chance to read it yet, I would recommend doing so, as it kind of explains my whole story and how this has all evolved and gives a little more in-depth detail into everything than the videos go into. So if you're interested in that, the link's down below. You can get it on Amazon. It's also now available on Etsy. So yeah, those links are down below. And like I said, I very much appreciate it. I'd also like to throw out there that if anybody is looking to book a session, as far as healing goes, Reiki, we do distance, we do past life regressions, spiritual regressions, those sort of things. So if you're interested in getting one of those, please go ahead and hit up the email address below, theawakening918@gmail.com, and we'll go ahead and take care of that for you. So without further ado, today's message. This was kind of a life changer for me in a lot of ways. So I hope that it does have the same effect for you as it did for me. Excuse me. So what we're talking about is grounding. And grounding can be achieved in a couple of different ways. But essentially what we're doing is we're taking a lot of this energy that gets stuck within our body, and we're transmuting it and allowing it to flow properly down into the earth. And, Mother Earth can do what she will with that energy. But there's things that happen to us in our daily lives. For instance, I've suffered from what's known as like restless leg syndrome, which I tend to believe is just, our body's about that big, and that energy gets stuck in there. It doesn't have anywhere to go. So it bounces around and makes us restless. And I tend to believe that it has to do with too much sugar, but we'll save that for a different topic. But anyways, going back to grounding, there's a couple of different ways that you can achieve this. The most effective way, also known as earthing, which is just going outside and standing or walking in the grass barefoot or on the dirt. Concrete and asphalt don't really count. Also sitting is an effective way on the ground to get that energy out. And it's funny, as I've noticed going through and developing kind of my yoga program that I've been going through, I've started to notice how many different poses are actually designed to help you ground and get this energy out and make these connections with sometimes the crown of your head and sometimes with your feet or your butt or wherever it is, to create these these energetic where they can flow from each other. You're not just grounding the energy out down, you're also taking the earth's energy up through you. So it's that allowing that energy to flow back and forth properly. So you can do it, like I said, by earthing. That's the fastest way, most effective way. But some of us live up in the Northeast or other places where it's cold in the wintertime, and we can't always go outside and be barefoot. So what do we do in those situations? What we want to do is create a connection mentally. We want to create a picture of us growing roots, like etheric, roots of light, or however you want to imagine it, but growing thousands of roots all the way down, deep, deep down, all the way into the Earth's core. Imagining that there's like a crystal in the center of the Earth, for instance, and then wrapping those roots around that crystal, really getting yourself grounded and in touch with Earth. Other people have said that you can imagine yourself in like an elevator, and then just going down, 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 connecting. So the way it was explained to me by Ariah is these are about the same as what you would equate like Wi-Fi and your landline to. So what I mean by that is, if you know anything about computers or anything like that, when you plug in your internet directly through a landline, your connection is, I think it's like 10 times faster or something like that than it is when you're on Wi-Fi. So when you're connecting and imagining and growing those roots and doing those sort of things, it's kind of similar to Wi-Fi connection. It's going to get you there. It just may not be as fast as it would be if you went outside and walked barefoot. So that's kind of the way they explained it to me, is you're going to get there the same. It's just going to be a little bit faster if you go outside, a little bit more effective, and those sort of things. So anytime that you're feeling stressed, or you're up in your head too much, or you feel like you got too much energy, or like you said, that restless leg syndrome or anything like that, go outside and walk barefoot for 15 to 20 minutes and see what it does for you. And like I said, going back to the yoga, how, you notice that a lot of these poses, like mountain pose, you're just standing there with your palms open, and, it's just standing, and you're like, this doesn't really do anything. Well, if you're in a yoga studio, it's probably true. Now, if you're outside barefoot and looking at the sun, you're creating that connection with the sun. You're creating that energy that goes down through you into the earth, and then the earth's energy is coming up through you. So you're creating that energetic flow back and forth. So that's the main goal with all of this, is to get that nice energetic flow, connect you back with earth, connect you back with that energy that is, on the right frequency for us, instead of all of these frequencies around us all the time, from the electronics, from the Wi-Fi's, from everything else that's always the constant dissonant noise that's always around us. We want to be able to calm that and transmute that stuff. So this is a good, effective way to be able to do that. So ever since Ariah told me about this, I usually try to do it at least 15 to 20 minutes a day. While I'm outside doing it, I like to take my shirt off and just get as much sun on my body as possible. That's another thing that I've kind of noticed, is how much better my mood is and how much better I feel when I get enough sun. And that was something that I definitely wasn't doing for a lot of years. And so it's definitely had a huge positive impact on my life. So I'd be glad to share that with you guys, and I hope that it works for you. I'd love to hear you guys' results and see how it's worked for you, and what you guys have tried, or if there's anything else that maybe I don't know about, any other techniques that you guys know. If you want to share a comment and let me know, that'd be great. And as I said before, if you guys want to get the book to read about my story and see how I've gotten to where I've gotten and how everything's evolved and the messages for this ascension process, you can get that below on Amazon or at Etsy. And if you guys would like to book a session, go ahead and get in touch with me. I appreciate it. All right, everybody, till the next video. Love and light.